you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hey folks, it's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, there are things that makes official. Welcome to the big show, as always. 16 years and 2,600 episodes. We're bringing the Chris Voss Show. I think we're going to hit 3,000 new episodes total in 2026, coming around the corner here in a few more weeks. For those watching you later from now, and unlike most podcasts that only put up like 100 or 200, 300, I think max podcasts at the same time, we're one of the few shows that puts up all 2,600, and it's expensive, kids. Anyway, guys, but the great thing is people can listen to all those episodes instead of just the last 300. So refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. That's my request to have you do. I was trying to think of something funnier, but that's it. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1, the TikTok, and all those crazy places on the internet. Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today's featured author comes to us from bookstolifemarketing.co.uk. With expert publishing to strategic marketing, they help authors reach their audience and maximize their book's success. Today, we have the turn of an amazing young lady on the show with us today. We had her on yesterday, and for a different book that she has. She's pretty prolific, got multiple books and multiple talents and multiple skills, and we'll get into it on how you can make your life better with some of her insights. The book is entitled Emu on the Loose, Awakening Strength and Embracing Light, out August 29th, 2025. And we've got Dr. Marian Zanyk on the show with us today. We're going to talk to her about her book and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Hi, Chris. It's an honor to be here and a luxury to be able to talk about the books.
It's honored to have you as well, bringing your positive spirit to our show and knowledge. So give us .coms. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
Well, new author website is drzanyk.com. No periods in it at all, just drzanyk.com. And there we've got all of the books profiled, hardcover, softcover, audio, ebooks, and you can have a look at all of the synopsis. And yeah, so you can also find me through YouTube, different things, but these books are on Amazon and finding their way into the world.
So give us a 30,000 overview. What's inside this book?
Wow, this one, let's hold it up for you. Emu on the Loose. It's got a beautiful character that comes to life, and she escapes an emu farm, but goes through a discovery of inner strengths and teaches the audience, children to multi-generational, to parents love this message as well, in the inner strength to deal with the unpredictable. And then there's a bit of moments of fiction, nonfiction, and a lot of fun throughout till the end. Oh. And it's become a very pleasing, very popular book. And that's led into the Mimi Adventure series, in which I have created 5 books total. Wow. This one, the original. And when I wrote the other business book, I decided to publish this one at the same time. Interesting. The event happened to myself and my children and cat and dog, all the characters that are in the book, back in Minnesota when we lived there. And I illustrated the book by hand, colored pencils, and actually shared it throughout kids' lives or teaching at schools and different things, put it away, and then dusted it off at the time of publishing the other business book. And both of them had taken off. I'm so glad now, because now we have the ability to create a vision of an illustration with AI to then hand it to your team to create the illustrations professionally. So it's a whole different, very fun time to be in publishing books now, with the ability to communicate the vision, unlike having to draw with colored pencils.
Yeah, it's a whole lot nicer what you can do now. So what was the story targeted to, or age group maybe that the book is targeted to?
It would be the 4 to 12-year-old, but it goes beyond into that young adult, and even the parents get the benefit of associating with the characters and recognizing the need for strength and to step into the ring when needed, and the fantasy about it. And so it's cross-generational, really, inspirational, animals, nature, and we've got a lot of opportunities for some media translation with this book as well as the others. So, yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, a wonderful ring to it. And awakening strength and embracing life. Great uplifting tale. And, childhood readership is so important. Parents reading their children is so important. Otherwise, they get into those dark social media places.
Yeah. Oh, read to your children. Read. And, read beyond what their level is, too. I've always done that. I have 4 children, young adults, and read to them as my parents read to us. But I always pushed them into things that a 3-year-old shouldn't understand. But of course, I'm giving them anatomy books and things that expand their world. And of course, they are learning it. So it's always fun to give them such a beyond challenge, and they absorb it. So read everything to them.
And so why'd you pick an emu? What motivated you?
Because it happened. This story really happened when we were out for a hike with the animal children troop, and there way down the trail was an escaped emu. And the story goes through the events of the capture and the runaway, and the Carly, our border collie, who does a long outrun with glee to chase this long-necked, furry sheep. She can chase those sheep in her sleep. And she brings it. But then the sheriff, who is a bald guy who realizes he's not paid enough, and Mimi is the strength of the characters, where she rises to the challenge, and she takes control with skills throughout. And then the emu shows strengths too. And so it expands the mind in very fun, fantastic way. Also, the books are written, all of them, in a rhyming sequence. So they're especially fun in the way that they land in melodic lyricism, mythical lyrics in a way, but the rhyming is very fun, very, very good. It keeps, and that is the theme throughout all of the books, in an artistry that really carries the stories well.
Yeah. And fun characters, fun things. And the lesson is how to find your personal strength, maybe, and embrace life.
Yep, it is. And that is this message in this book. If we were to turn to book number 2, When Magic Stirs the Forest, A Tale of Trust and Wonder. Now there is a young boy in there, Noah. I tend to use my children. I also use these animals that I live with in the forest here in Connecticut. This one is inspired by Sal the bear. And these are the raccoons that came and first started with Mimsy, and then her babies, the Mimsicals. So we would invite them in and have a little treat on the back step, And this is a crow that became very enamored by me. Have you ever had a relationship with a crow?
Mine just would say nevermore all the time to me and look at me glaringly.
This one brought me at Silver Dime. and a dead toad once.
Wow.
And I could communicate. I'd be deep in the forest and she'd be flying by and we'd stop and have a visit. But
Wow.
so this story, though, it's a sequence of events in the animals bringing to Noah, who is stuck on the cliffside without his tool belt. And it's a sequence of events. Each animal picks up the belt. And so it's like a Rube Goldberg series of events. And it's very fun. And he rescues in the end. This message is the positive notion of hope and never giving up. And he could feel the magic happening to bring help to him, which does happen. But the sequence of events is quite magical. And then if we go on to another message, Rosie Rescutina, Warrior of the Woods, she teaches to use your own skill set to negotiate or navigate through difficulty. It doesn't have to be aggressive. Sometimes you might use your negotiating skills, or you might use kind words to encourage, or you may use organized force. There's a bunch of sequence when she has to escape the fox or the fisher cats and different things that happen. And it inspires to use different skills, networking skills. Sometimes patience. So that's a fun one. And then the last two being this wild water,
brave hearts. When courage meets the current.
Yeah. So this is the characters meet the current of life and the water at the same time. They have to be strong. They are stronger together. They have to make choices, and it's a delightful ending. It's a beautiful story, again, rhyming sequence. And this one is being illustrated right now by Pixar.
That'd be awesome.
This one's got a lot of people excited. This goes Emerald Journey, Trading Up Kindness. And she goes through a sequence of events when the Emerald calls her to the council, which protected the forest from the human axes. But she goes to discover along the way, and she trades up kindness. And each reward of kindness comes back to her in return. And it's a delightful story. There's even a beautiful romance and love story. And this one is being illustrated by a senior illustrator with Disney. We just got news of that yesterday.
Nice.
And I am allowed to say this. I confirmed this today. You know, what can I say? Can I say things? And we also have 3 screenplays.
Oh, wow.
Works for this one, and Rosie. And I'm allowed to share, written by Scott Z. Burns.
Oh, wow.
Screenplay, yes, who was involved in screenplays, as we all know. It's incredible talent, and was involved with the Bourne Ultimatum and screenplay, as well as a couple of screenplays, I believe, with Star Wars and maybe some Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, because they're all in that world. Everybody in our industries, we all know each other in our industries. And so that's turned into some beautiful offerings with Kathleen Kennedy of Lucasfilms. We are developing some things fun, and we'll see where it all goes. But this has become quite an interesting ensemble of books with its potentials and screenplays, etc. So Dr. Zanyk, I think they're so delightful. The stories are so delightful for children too. When you get into them, they just invoke such new inspiration and courage and cheerfulness and authenticity. That's why people are liking this. It's, when you get away from that dystopian world we kind of live in half the time in children's animations, it's sometimes a need for that more down-to-earth, authentic grounding.
Oh, yeah.
I think I know that's one of the pulls. and the characters developing. So I've been having fun. I've been enjoying writing on the back deck under the stars in the summer, the fire going. And I just love doing this. The blanket under my cell phone for the light, because when it comes, it just pours. If you're a writer, you know that.
Yeah.
There's moments when it's just,
This comes to you.
And you can't force it. You just wait and it starts to brew. And then you start to see, it's like puzzles too. I like to figure out the sequence of things and solve it,
Yeah.
So it's turning into something fun.
I love it. I love what you're doing there. And wonderful stuff. Now, how does this tie into some of the other work that you do? I know we talked yesterday about some of the motivational book that you have. You're welcome to plug the title of it if you want. And some of the other things you do to help people with their health and stuff.
That one, innovation is nothing without courage to unleash it. Right here is the, and so we've got 2 channels of very exciting things in my life with my business and products, orthopedic products, specifically ankle stone and bedrock. And then all of my books. And yet they cross over into each other too, so much. This book is about the development of the products and the way that these books come together. It's almost like the mindset of a scientist and an artist and an inventor and creator all together. So it makes sense, perfect sense to me. And the other thing is the magic of this forest that I live in Connecticut. And it seems to give me gifts of my products being based on the biomimicry of nature in their design. And then also many of the characters in my books. Emu, that was, the trail. But as I described, these characters and others that inspire from this forest. So it's kind of it's kind of magical here.
That is awesome. That's awesome. You get that, you get the magic, and kids love imagination and everything. What do you love writing about kids' books? What do you love about writing these books in the series?
I love overestimating kids. Never underestimate them. I love pushing them, and I love to expand further. Something as simple inside a book. For instance, as a child with Dr. Seuss and knowing that I can go beyond the normal world. Oh, I can go into this world, as he opens up a whole new world of mimsy and silliness and fiction, but it just gives you permission. So give them permission to open up into new areas and gaining empathy with animals and respect for nature. And also just understanding their behavior. Some of the behaviors come in to play in the books to portray them correctly. And I've had with my kids, and having been brought up very strongly with books, and also bringing in the ability to create rhyming sequences. That I came by naturally from my dad.
Oh, really?
Every Valentine's Day, he would write Valentine's cards with 2-page poems about how wonderful we are to each of his 4 daughters. I'm the youngest of 4 daughters.
Wow.
And we'd get a beautiful card, Valentine, with his rhyming, roses are red, violets are blue. Let me tell you all the ways I love you. And he would go on and on. It was such pressure on us because we'd have to perform each year, make sure we had something for Dad to write about,
Oh, there you go.
But that with, some money, take your husband out for lunch or something like that every year. So there's this inclination growing up of rhyming.
It's interesting the things that happen to us in life, or we experience in life, or we learn in life, how we end up using that in books and our stories and everything else, and they really shape us.
They really shape us.
Yeah. It's quite fun, interesting, and wild. So
I was thinking of cartoons lately because what all that's going on, and thinking of these Bugs Bunny cartoons. When Coyote fell off the cliff, but he fell with gravity. He'd come back to life. Okay, sure. Maybe wasn't that injured. But when I thought of my kids watching Powerpuff Girls, where they fly off the cliff, and then I think, well, that's not even real. Like, that's not a skill set. Kids need to learn more skill sets. Like, I don't know, Winnie the Pooh and Paddington and Franklin and, they're more grounded. Those cartoons?
Yeah.
But it started to get all the flying, this dystopian flights. And like, well, that's not how whenever a problem arose, they just fly off the cliff.
They just fly off the cliff. That's what I do.
Would fall. At least gravity played in that one,
That's what I do when I need to, whatever. I just fall off it. I just jump off a cliff.
Bounce back. Yeah.
It gives you something to do with my spare time there. Yeah. So that's that. Anything more we need to know before we go out on what you're doing there? And what's the future of the series? You've talked about having some of the seeing the big screen. Is there any more books maybe in the works or anything coming up that way?
In the Mimi Adventure series, this is a rich well of creativity, and I don't see it stopping at all. In fact, my agent made the mistake of mentioning the word parrot. And the next morning I had a layout of a parrot story that could be very, very good. Oh. So yeah, I can keep going with these ideas and get more multicultural. I have a new idea for around the world type of thing. And So that. And of course, I'm extremely busy with my business in driving anklestone.com. Visit us on anklestone.com as it is the official foot and ankle conditioning platform. It's everything you need for plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, tight calves, or any kind of immobility of the toes, ankle sprain recovery. 86% of people suffer foot and ankle difficulties. And we've created this amazing anatomically inclined orthopedic device known as anklestone.com and renowned with Howie Mandel and with NJCAA, USA Pickleball, Yukon Basketball. Yeah, it's an amazing device that is the only thing on the market to replace makeshift remedies of a tennis ball, a water bottle, or an old slant board. This thing is scientifically engineered, contoured to work. So that ties in with our business book and is the other realm to my books and the business, both of them succeeding, and we're having a great time.
Well, a great time is that by all. And I think it's just so inspiring, the wonderful thing you're doing for children and helping them with the series. And of course, people should check out the Anklestone work and all that stuff. Great for health and pediatric care. I mean, a lot of your experience comes from that health sort of benefit.
Yes, and it's culmination of my biomedical science degrees, my experience with patients in orthopedics, and then the adventures that just lie here in my world with the animals that come into my life and the stories that need to come out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So give us your .coms. Where can people find out more about you on the interwebs as we go out?
Yes, we've got 3 of them related to the books. drzanyk.com, DRZANYK.com, and also anklestone.com. And our business website is Zaneez, ZANEEZ.com. And that profiles our other orthopedic products, as we have 4 in total.
Well, thank you very much for coming to the show. We really appreciate it, Doc.
Thank you. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you, Marion. And thanks for tuning in. Order up the book where refined books are sold and get involved in the series so you can check it out. And, of course, read to your children. It's probably one of the best things you can do, and great quality time you can spend with them. And, of course, their brains are going to learn. And for some parents, it might help their brains. I've seen some. Might be me. Anyway, guys, order the book wherever fine books are sold, called Emu on the Loose, Awakening Strength and Embracing Life, out August 29th, 2025. And also check out her other books and all the works in the series and watch for it on the big screen. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.
All right, Marion, we got